welcome to the Focus on Gaming podcast. On today's episode, we're talking about the Xbox price increases, Sega's virtual library, the GTA 6 pre-orders begin, Commodore releases a nearly smartphone, and we talk about the best sports games that aren't football. I'm Tom.
And I'm Duncan. And this is episode 136. And you can follow us on all our social media platforms. Today's episode is sponsored by the Nottingham Gaming Expo. If you're into playing old systems, collecting or meeting industry veterans, visit the expo and get 20% off the ticket price. Links are going to be in the show notes, or just use the code FOCUS when you're buying your tickets. Hello, Tom.
Right. How you doing?
Yes, so we shall be there. I think we should say it's sponsored, and we will be there.
We will.
Come and say hi if you know what we look like and you see two random people chatting to each other.
Yeah, you shouldn't miss us, really.
Anyway, it has been a couple of weeks. Well,
it has.
2.5
We've been
weeks.
slacking lately, as we keep saying, but yeah.
Yeah, we've been having a heat wave here, so, we've been relaxing on the beach kind of thing. So, as you do.
That doesn't mean Duncan's been passing wind.
But, meanwhile, a lot's been happening.
Yes.
So, shall we start with what you said first? Just to prove that I'm not the Xbox fanboy that I always feel like I come across as. Xbox have whacked the prices up again.
It's crazy.
Just as it looked like they raised their prices just at the right time last time, they've then gone and done it again. Now,
but this is for the machines this time, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean they put a price increase on before, but I think it was only in certain countries. But yeah, I mean it's AI again, and they are blaming AI, and it at the end of the day, it is AI's fault.
Yeah,
because of all the RAM and storage and whatnot that's needed for the massive data centers that are all popping up. And yeah, so just as PlayStation were having a slight reduction in their sales, Xbox go and do this, and now they'll just go back to being far second rather than slightly second.
Yeah, it's not a good move
in terms of sales. But at the end of the day, if they can't make it for anywhere near the price they're selling it for, that's what we'll never know. We'll never know how much they are actually profiting, whether they are breaking even or whether they're losing. They won't tell us exactly what it is. It's prices have gone up. Yeah, last couple of generations, though, that has reduced and pretty much gone away. Despite them making their 30%, they're all companies who have shareholders, and the shareholders go, we want to make more profit each year. And so gradually that's just kicked into, no, we're not going to lose on this hardware. And digital game. Yep. So the S. Yep, it's just too expensive. The fact that they're getting rid of that because it's just too expensive to spend out. At the end of the day, they'd probably be raising it to PlayStation Pro prices. So even me, as somebody who owns an Xbox and likes Xbox, if you're going to say a 2 terabyte Series X or a 1 terabyte PlayStation Pro, just get the 1 terabyte, please. Yeah, in the UK, you've always been able to get the quite good deals through things like EE and Smith's Toys. If you couldn't afford, or if you didn't want to save up, and they're actually normally pretty good value because they throw in a year of Game Pass. I don't know what level of Game Pass you get, but yeah, it always brings the price down to a little cheaper. But yeah, so it's likely that at the moment the Series X costs £450. So it's likely, normally, if it costs £1, it costs $1 kind of thing. So it's going to be, I reckon, an extra £80 to £90 when it kicks in the UK as well. So you're probably talking over £500, like well over £500 for the base digital series, the disc. The digital Series X, and probably near £600 for the disc Series X. The Series S is currently in the UK £300. So yeah, again, that could go to 350, 360, and the 1 terabyte of that is currently 350. That, I think, because it's a 1 terabyte NVMe, probably 450. What the current Series X is. So if you do fancy a Xbox, they will most likely go up in the UK. So grab one while you can. Yeah, we're going to put the price up in 3 months. What do you think to that? Oh, I better buy one quick. Well, yeah, I mean, £300 for the Series S is a fantastic way to enter into Xbox. But then again, if you've got an old Xbox One, you can actually play all the Game Pass game. If you have Ultimate, well, actually, no, you don't even need Ultimate now, do you? It's just you might have to wait on the lower levels of Game Pass, but you can play all the Game Pass games via cloud. So you don't even need to have a Series X, as they said, and they ditched as soon as Asher came, Asher, whatever her name is, came in. Everything's an Xbox, including old Xboxes. No, although it had a browser in it, didn't it? So you never know. It might support the 360 might support it, but I doubt it would support cloud the browser based. It'd be nice if it did, but no, I don't think it's probably had an update to its browser in quite a few years. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, trying it on the Xbox with the controller is. Yeah, I can never remember the controls, like how to get all menus and stuff like that, and right click and all this kind of thing. So, anyway, if you are in the US, the 512 gig Series S is going to be $499, and 1 terabyte is going to be $599.99, and the digital Series X is going to be $750, while the standard Xbox Series X, the one with the disk drive, will set you back $800. So yeah, I mean, the prices are similar to PlayStation. Yeah. I actually don't know what they are in the US right now. PS5 prices, I will look them up now. But yeah, I mean, it all depends on if you're invested. I mean, the reason why I have Xbox is because I have about 1,500 games digitally. Yeah. So the current prices, I'm looking at Best Buy here. Let's have a look. In Best Buy, if it will actually load up. A PlayStation 5 console. Let's have a look. A Pro console is $900. A PS5 Slim is $650. 1 terabyte. That's obviously a disc-based one. Slim without, just a digital version is $600, and yeah. Yes, you can. But yeah, I mean, me personally, I've used my disk drive on my Series X maybe 3 times. Yeah, yeah. Well, now that we've slated the price rises, which don't forget as well, Nintendo are putting their prices up in September. So if you want something Switch 2, get that now as well, because you've got was that 2 months roughly until that goes up. Well, I think they've said every single game from their back library. Bloody hell, is that how many they've published? So is this games from all eras, or is this the 8? Because obviously you've got some things like Football Manager. Football Manager since was it since Football Manager 1? Was it Sega were involved? And I can imagine there's probably some licensing things and whatnot. But hey, if they all come to a library, also obviously a lot of those didn't come to consoles, and they'd be pointless playing Football Manager 4 on console because it's mouse, keyboard, and mouse only. I mean, Sega are responsible, obviously, for some of the most classic games of all time. From your Sonics, your Altered Beast, Golden Axe, Shinobi, all those kind of things that were on Mega Drive. And there were so many good published ones. But we've also got to remember, in that, how many games did you say was in it? 4,500. 3,000 of those is probably going to be absolute tat. But that still leaves 1,500. And yeah, I mean, Sega have been responsible for massive. I mean, just everything on the Dreamcast that was first party pretty much was absolutely fantastic. Towards the end of the Mega Drive or Genesis, there was a lot of crap coming out. But yeah, I mean, everything from like Choo Choo Rocket. I still occasionally get Choo Choo Rocket onto one of my handhelds and play that. And there are still ways how you can find online levels to download, which is absolutely amazing. I think it was on when I had my Steam Deck. I had a Dreamcast cast emulation, and it would still connect. The game would. And which game was it? It was one of the games I connected, and it went, "Yep, connected." You're playing online. I'm like, awesome. I think it might have been Crazy Taxi for leaderboards or something. Wasn't it Crazy Taxi that somebody accidentally noticed that they hadn't renewed the URL, and so somebody bought it up and then went, "Look, I own," it was like crazytaxi.com or something like that. That's hilarious. No, I think in that the one with whether it's, I think it might have been Crazy Taxi. They bought it, they went ha ha ha, and then gave it to them. So it wasn't like a nasty one. It was a good guy. But yeah, would I subscribe to it? No. Would I be happy if it was chucked into something like Game Pass? Yeah. Show my boys some of those games. But then you've already got lots of things that where, I mean, you can buy a lot of the Sega games, but they keep removing them from mobile stores because they were bringing out updated versions. That was everything from Crazy Taxi to Sonic and all sorts. Ant Arcade, I think you can get lots of Sega games on that. No, it's not fully. They sort of released it, but no, you don't get the full thing. I don't believe, no. But you can get a lifetime pass for something like £70. So it's like full access, and you can play online with lots of games and all that kind of thing. Just have a little list as well. So you got the Virtua Fighter series, which a new, not one of the main games, but a new one's coming out. Obviously, modern one, Yakuza or Like a Dragon games. There's just so many that if they had every single game, bar the last couple of years worth of games on there, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, well, they announced, what was it, about 3 years ago, didn't they? They were bringing out all their big brands, so Shinobi, Streets of Rage. We've had Streets of Rage 4 since then, and they keep saying, yep, it's all coming. So I think there is a Shinobi one that's meant to be coming out soon. Because you had the Sega Classics thing that was on PC and consoles, where you had like an 80s style bedroom, and you could go to the different consoles and play various games on it. And then they decide that that's not good enough, or you get some. They withdraw something because one person went, oh, well, it's not really an authentic one because it's emulated with this. So every 5 million frames, one gets dropped. What are we going to do? It's they run perfectly fine for your average person. But as long as it's not, so bad that you can't play the game, it's really easy to play them. Why not just go, here's the games, what would be really good if they went £10, you can pick 20 games, or or it would be like 50 pence per like this level of game, but then all the premium ones, like all the big ones, your Streets of Rage 2s, your maybe your Xbox 360 era games, things like that, might be £2 per game, and that's it. Just no, never going to happen because they want a subscription model because that makes money. Yes. Well, I thought you were going to talk about that earlier because we said about digital games. So pre-order started 3 days before we recorded this. I haven't got enough reward points, so I have not pre-ordered because there is a pre-order bonus, but you have till November the 20th to pre-order it and still get the pre-order bonus. So I'll have enough points. Hopefully, well, enough to get the premium version. So there are two versions. Well, technically, and this is obviously it's GTA. It's a big game, so there has to be a controversy. And the controversy is that the physical edition is a case with a piece of card in it. So, will you be getting physical edition? Yeah, they said it's not coming. It's not a priority, and it's not coming this year. Because there was immediately people saying, there was leaks that it was coming later in the year, and they've said, nope. That'd be cool. No, I say I love GTA 5. I love GTA 4. I love GTA 3. I never really played Vice City that much. When I did play it, I was like, yeah, it's all right. But then even the first two, the overhead ones, I loved them as well. They were fantastic. Running over. I mean, it's the controversy that was running over the row of Hare Krishnas, and you got basically a sort of a yay on screen kind of thing. Was it used to say Garanga or something? I don't know. I can't remember what it was, but it just came out of nowhere, really. DMA design, and it was amazing because you could go anywhere, and there was loads of missions, and you could pick up multiple missions and drive over here, drive over there, shoot this person, get different weapons, and fantastic. And then when you were playing it back in those days, you're like, oh, if only they could make this 3D. And then GTA 3 appeared, and it was like, wow. And ever since, it's just so in depth, and so they make sure every last little bit is makes you immersed more. Like in GTA 5, it wasn't just random NPCs that were walking around. You'd go to you'd sit outside the back of a restaurant, and there'd be waiters out the back having a cigarette. Or you'd go to the golf club, and it wouldn't be a random NPC just walking along a path. There'd be people playing golf, and like people in golf uniforms, costumes, with the visors and all that kind of thing. And you'd have appropriate cars. So in the rich areas, you'd get all the Mercedes kind of cars and sports cars, and certain cars would be in certain areas. You'd get in the sort of Hispanic areas of the city, you'd get all the low riders, and it was just so. Well, it was just so. It was so good in that. You wanted something, like whether it was a particular car or a particular area, like it said, go and find, you need to wear a suit for this, so you'd have to go to the posh area to find the clothes shop that had suits. And I know that's a very simple thing because they're just making a shop and you're buying clothes, but everything down from the satire, where yes, okay, a lot of it's very crude, and some of it doesn't land sometimes, but it's just it's a very graphic. It's an adult storyline as well, so don't let your kids play it. Yeah, I want to play it, mummy. Yeah. Well, I have let my 8-year-old play the racing, not the single player, obviously, but yeah, when it's just a car driving around the track, as well as the fact you can have all the stunt races and the Hot Wheels style the loops and all that kind of thing. It's absolutely fantastic. It won't for probably at least, I would say, 2 or 3 years. So it's not launching with GTA Online active. You do get, if you buy the Ultimate version, you do get a month of GTA Online Plus, which seems a bit weird since GTA Online won't be active with it. You also get access with the Ultimate one. You get access to some salons and different shops and different items in those shops. But it's not that there won't be salons in the main game that you can get your hair cut. It's just that there'll be different ones, and yeah, it'll be ones that you can get some crazy haircuts and whatnot. And I think there's might be some couple of guns and cars or a garage that you might be able to get. So it is not $100 for the base game as people thought it would be. It is $80, but there is the ultimate one is $100. In the UK, it is. I think. Hang on. I can't remember actually now. I think it was it $79, $99. Yeah, so I think it's cost a pound. Yep, £70, £69.99. And the premium edition in the UK is $89.99. So if it's £20 extra or $20 extra for the premium, and there you go. If you pre-order, you get there's a pack that you get that's got some costumes and such like. So whether you can buy those things in game or not, nobody knows. So if you buy a physical version, it will just be a plastic box with a so easily. Yeah, well, this is what they did with GTA 5, and it's still, I mean, I remember trying to get on when GTA Online first came online. And yeah, you had to sit there for, I think I sat there for about an hour and a half trying to get on. And eventually I got on, and it was almost unplayable. But it was about a day and a half later. It was absolutely fine. 2 days later, I think you could get in sort of 4 out of 5 times, no problem. And then, of course, getting in early is a good idea because that was when we all got given like billions of dollars because of hackers. And I still remember, so we got the billions of dollars, went around and bought everything, and then they did take the money off you, but they didn't take what you bought off you. So we had all the top. Everybody had the top apartments and all the garages the best garages you could buy, and all the best cars. Now, I remember we had one friend who was not given as much as us. We were like, because we were given like $4 billion or something. He was only given $1 billion, and we were like, you're a pauper kind of thing. And the joke was on us because we got the money taken off us. He didn't. So he ended up with like $500 million of GTA money, and yeah, they never took it off him because they must have put a threshold in that they got rid of, just in case anybody got anywhere near it. I mean, no, I don't think anybody got anywhere near $1 billion within the first 2 weeks of GTA Online. So, yeah, but equally, they knew people would be given 2, 3, 4, 5 billion. And yes, so it just meant that whenever anything came out, this friend of ours, we were like, right, you got to buy it. But yeah, I can imagine that there will be hacks and stuff to start with, and there will be problems, and there will be server issues, and etc. etc. But it'll be good fun. If you've got some friends, mess about and drive around, do some missions, that kind of thing. So yeah, just play with randoms. Well, is that what you're saying, that people who buy the Commodore watch have no friends? Do you mean Commodore watch or the Commodore phone? Yeah. Mm. It's currently going in the UK for £485, excluding tax, for the gold one. Yeah, so I'm just trying to have a look at the little list. So it's got WhatsApp built in. It says it blocks social media. Now, I wonder what they mean by actually blocking. Okay. Oh, so blocking online access improves attention, mental health, and well-being. 45% of teens have actually actively tried to cut back social media. Stare at a wall. Yeah. I don't think she probably didn't think that she was going to go viral with that, did she? But yeah, it was yeah. So in the UK, those that aren't in the UK, next April is it? Something like that, and they're bringing in a social media ban for under 16s. How well it'll go, nobody knows. But and also you'll get probably loads of parents who'll be like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll get you on there." Yep. Yeah, it's the same one whose parents come into school and go, "You can't tell what my kid what to do. Sit down." Yeah. Yeah, so you can access maps, you can access Spotify, and it's got a camera, but you can't access Instagram, um, Chrome, anything like that that basically involves interacting with others. And it will have things like WhatsApp, so you will be able to contact people, just not the full Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, all those kind of things. Does that mean that it won't have games on it? Ooh, does it have? As I say, does it have Snake? Oh, yeah, it's the same price. I mean, you can get a like the Pixel 9A kind of thing or whatever it is for similar price. So why? Well, this is for somebody who, yeah, I mean they're advertising it like as if it's for trendy people, yeah, but this is for somebody to give to their kid and go, yeah, look, you can still listen to your music, you can still, yeah, get your maps. I can still probably find out where you are. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it does look like a retro phone. It does look like an old phone, and that's to your retro people, to your trendy people, kind of, your hipsters, that'll be good. And yeah, would it be a good phone? I suppose. Yeah, so it says no social media, no browser, no email, no Slack, Teams, etc. So no, none of that. Just have a look at. Yeah, so there is a comparison. Yeah, there's other ones that do mostly the same thing, like ones that have WhatsApp on. There's a minimal phone, $499. So yeah, the thing is that these are all made by companies who can't get the cheap prices because they are small. So like the Fairphone, I've heard about that quite a lot. Linus Tech Tips talk about it quite a bit, and that's they say on this comparison $900, but I bet you there's a cheaper one. And they also compare it to the Commodore 64 in 1982, which doesn't have WhatsApp, doesn't have a quick swap battery and back cover, and does block social media, and was $599. Yeah, I'm on their website. Yeah, it's a Linux, I think, based OS. Yeah, so yeah, personally, I'm like no, I prefer all my games. I like all my apps. I like being able to do what I want with my phone. I don't particularly. No, I do doom scroll a bit, but equally, I'm a grown adult and I know when to stop. Sometimes. Yeah, I've never missed work, or it just means occasionally I might forget to bring the laundry in or something. Yeah, that kind of thing. But no, I'm not getting it. Yes, you're on the Pixel 10 fold now, aren't you? Excellente. So, at the moment, the US is hosting the World Cup, and England have just got through to the knockout stages. The knockout stages are about to start. But I've been watching it. Have you been watching the World Cup, Tom? Are you interested in the World Cup? So, if we were, say, to play sports games, we'd want ones that aren't football. Now, ironically, we'll talk about this. I have actually been playing FIFA 26 in the last week because it's just come to Game Pass. What, FIFA 26? Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But there are lots of games out there that are sports based that aren't football. And when we say football, we do actually mean soccer, obviously, for any Americans that are watching. We don't mean American football. So, start off with that. Do you like American football? Do you know the rules? So basically, you have downs. So every time they're like tackled and they're brought down or miss the ball, pass or something like that, there's a down, and they've got to get 10 yards within 4 downs. So if they get more than 10 yards, then within those four downs, then that 10 yards restarts. And they can pass it, they can kick it, and they can either get a field goal by kicking between the bars, or they can get try. That's rugby. A touchdown by running over the end zone. And yeah, obviously, most of the world knows it as the thing that stops and starts every 5 seconds. And in a 4-hour match, they actually play for about 20 minutes. You'll always get people like, especially Americans, who are like, oh yeah, they are big and hard and all this. Yeah, no one's discounting that they are not big, strong athletes, but a lot of them would get a short, sharp shock if they played rugby. Even though I'm sure they'd eventually be, they'd possibly be all right at it. Yeah, so they're very different games, but they do play with a similar ball. Just one stops after 5 seconds of play, and one stops after 40 minutes of play. But because it is big in the States, American football has got a lot of games, which the big ones, obviously, are Madden. And was it NCAA college football? Something like that. Do you know what? The one that sticks out for me, though, do you remember back in the, it's probably late 80s, early 90s, Joe Montana Sports Talk Football? Yeah, I mean, back then, having synthesized commentary was like, wow. I mean, I've heard it recently, and it sounds terrible. But back in the 80s, that was just amazing, or early 90s, whatever it was. But yeah, it was literally, you'd pass the ball and it would go, it's passed. Oh my God, I passed it. He said I passed. Probably a bit of a Luddite, wasn't he? I mean, back in the 80s, this was all new stuff, wasn't it? So, yeah. Well, are we going by sports or? Ooh. Well, in that case, it would probably be golf has got to be there. Golf games are just fantastic for relaxation, and it's got to be 3-button though. None of this stick control rubbish. 3-button control. Yes, I do say that. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I played a couple of them on with motion controls on the way. They were very different, but they did work. They did work. Was it Wii Sports Resort that came with the Motion Plus, wasn't it? But yeah, but there was a Tiger Woods that took advantage of the Motion Plus. I liked the early fully 3D ones. Yeah, the ones on like PS1, because you had the sort of 3D on the Mega Drive and SNES, but they were great games. I used to play them with friends and yeah, loved it. But yeah, the early 3D ones, still with the 3-button control, absolutely fantastic. And which, yeah, so I was just about to say, yeah, which is the best ones? Like the PJ, the Tiger Woods, the Rory McIlroys, basically the EA ones, or you've got 2K Golf, you've got Golden Tee, you've got what's the one, Golf Club as well. Any of them, or is it always go back to your EA PGA games? Yeah, I think if you got rid of every other golf game other than all the PGA ones, I think everybody would be happy. Because there's one for everybody, whether you like the old Genesis Mega Drive versions or whether you like the PS1, PS2 versions, or whether you like the more modern ones. Just not with the stick control. Stick control sucks. But as long as they keep releasing them with the option to have the 3-button control, that's fine. Start off the power, stop the power, and then do the spin, like so you don't draw or fade, or hook. And yeah, fantastic. So yeah, that's for me. It's probably, would that be the number one other than football? Oh, possibly. Yeah, I do like the crazy games like golf with friends. Which one? A bit crazy. Ooh. Now, one of my earliest memories of wrestling video games was Game Boy, WWE, or WWF as it was at that point. Terrible game. All you had to do was just kick, punch them onto the floor, pin, done. And you could win every single match like that. But yeah, 10-year-old me or 11-year-old me absolutely loved it. Right now, though, yeah, I can take them or leave them. I do like the character creators and making them really crazy, but how wrestling is choreographed, obviously, because otherwise some of the moves would proper hurt themselves. It seems like there's not a traditional way. You don't beat somebody up, and it's like, I've been pounding this person, obviously punching them in the face, kind of pounding, for ages, and then they just come along and pin me. So what am I doing? I don't get what I'm doing, and because it's choreographed in real life, I'm like, sometimes it doesn't translate well. So the idea of it is quite good fun. I think it's good fun with friends, but generally there hasn't been. If I'm going to get a fighting game, I'll get a one-on-one. Your Mortal Kombats, your Street Fighters, your Soul Calibers. Oh, there was a WWE on the Amstrad. Let me have a look at that. Oh, there you go. Oh no, that's Wrestling Superstars. So it was WWF then. Oh yeah, I'm just looking at it now. Ooh, they're quite detailed for back in those days. Of course, made by Ocean. On Amstrad. I don't know. LJN. LJN Limited? LJN Design? No. So my next one We can have a general kind of sort of sci-fi, like non-real sports, but Speedball 2. Yeah, not Speedball. Speedball's all right, but Speedball 2 just made it so much better. And we played this, or I played it at the Zap Live, didn't I, recently? And it just, if it was done properly, if it was done big budget, I think it could be a really good series of modern games as well. It was violent, but basic, so you could throw the ball at people to hit them, or you could actually just punch people and take people out. And there was things on the side of the arena that people could be cut up by and that kind of thing. So there was all sorts of violence in it, but at the end of the day, it was a sort of handball game, really. So if anybody, especially obviously from the Nordic countries, knows handball, and that's basically Speedball. Nice, excellent. Ooh. There you go. So what have we got so far? We've got PGA golf, pretty much. That's what we were saying, wasn't it? It's not just golf in general. PGA. You can't go wrong with that. I don't think there's actually... You were saying something about a bad one on the SNES? Okay, but did it play all right? So pretty much you can... If you see PGA golf, you're sorted. Speedball 2, yeah, it's available quite widely, I think, if you sail the seas. Who actually owned it? Was it Codemasters? No, it was the Bitmap Brothers, wasn't it? Speedball 2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Bitmap Brothers. And yeah, Speedball. Games developed Speedball and Speedball 2, 1990. And it was released on the ST and Amiga. And they were... Let's have a look at their history. Hang on. Let's see, do they... Yeah, so there was an Android version released in 2012. Oh, you go. Rebellion Developments acquired the Bitmap Brothers back catalogue in November 2019. Oh, so who are they? Oh, they're independent by the looks of it. So Rebellion, there you go. Rebellion Software own all their back catalogue. Who do Sniper Elite and all that kind of thing. Oh, yes, good choice. Now, I do like Virtua Tennis. Virtua Tennis would be my top one. Now, a couple more that you got to think about. Mario Tennis. Very basic, but very, very good. I did, and I was flipping awful at it. I didn't kill the battery. It was about an hour and a half afterwards we saw that. So there was another one, which I'm struggling to find the original actual version of it, because there's been some reboots of it and they just weren't very good. It was called Smash Court Tennis. Now, if you just Google Smash Court Tennis, it just comes up with like remakes that have been on, PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360 and stuff like that. But originally it was an arcade game, I think, and it was so good. It's a simple one, sort of in the vein of Mario Tennis, but yeah, just from the time I played it in an arcade, I was like, oh, I really want to play that. And then, yeah, came out. Oh no, that's a different one. But yeah, so I remember playing that in blimey, must be 1990s. Yeah, I'm just trying to find it, but no luck. But I played it when I was younger, and so all I'm seeing at the moment is Smash Court Tennis Pro Tournament 2, which is a PlayStation 2. And then you had Anna Kournikovas Smash Court Tennis, which, let's face it, the only thing Anna Kournikova had going for her was the fact that she was good looking. She wasn't that good a tennis player. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, I think I might have had that one. Yeah, no, Virtua. If I was to pick one of the series, it probably would be Virtua Tennis. There's never been an absolutely terrible one. Yeah, but I'm saying you could. It doesn't matter which one you pick. If you got a retro version, or if you pick one up that's probably still available on, on your PlayStation or Xbox stores, you're going to get a good tennis game. Ooh. I don't know. I think I might have a bit of a left, a bit of a one that you haven't thought of. Anyway, yeah. So, like you said, boxing. Now you were very excited about Undisputed. Have you played it yet? And it didn't review very well, did it? Yeah. So I did play it because it's come onto Game Pass recently, so I did play it, and I do like the fact that it's button based. Which, yeah, it was really good. But yeah, I played it for maybe 3 hours in total, and then and that I had to be like, yeah, I can't bother playing anymore. It's just nothing really that that brings you in, kind of thing. Yeah, no, yeah. I think the thing is it that it's a bad game? No, I just don't think. I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't. I don't really want a story for a boxing game, but equally, I don't want just repeatedly having boxing matches, boxing match. Just gets boring. Yeah, and it's got all the celebrities and everything, doesn't it? So, yeah. Fight night round 2. Oh, champion. Okay, yeah. Legends of the Ring. Ooh, I never heard that. I still remember there was one on. It was on the Mega Drive and SNES, and it had. You just had the top halves of the boxes, didn't you? And I can't remember what it was called, but it was. Wasn't it Evander Holyfield's Real Deal Boxing? Do you remember that one? You had James Buster Douglas's Knockout Boxing, but that was pretty terrible. So Evander Holyfield one had really good graphics, and and it was when you had the heavyweights, they were slower but took off more energy. But yeah, you could create your own character, I think, and you could have blue characters and green characters and whatnot. So I remember that was a good one. But I think you've got to look for the best series, and the reason why it's the best series because it did actually work quite well. It was probably Fight Night. So whether it's I think the last one was Fight Night 3, maybe. Oh, okay. I'm just looking at. Blimey. Is that because nobody else bought it and there was? Oh no, Oh, there was a Fight Night round 4 as well. So Fight Night was 2004. Fight Night round 2, Fight Night round 3, Fight Night round 4, 2009, Fight Night Champion 2011. So the last one, Fight Night Champion, was on Xbox 360, PS3, and iOS. PSP was just Fight Night round 3. Yes, that wasn't too bad. Oh, there was Knockout Kings as well. That was like the preview, like the Fight Night series. There was Knockout Kings up till 2002. Yeah, but they were EA as well. So I'm just trying to look at who they were actually. Yeah. So I'm just trying to see if they were just developed by different people. It just says EA and boop boop. Knockout Kings was just EA as well. Yeah, I'll probably go for Fight Night round 2 because that's the only one I remember playing. Formula 1. Now, Formula 1, obviously, some Americans might go, yeah, what about NASCAR? Okay, yeah. These cars can actually turn right as well. Anyway, so Formula 1 games. See, nowadays, I've tried a Formula 1 game. Not only is there a ridiculous amount of story rubbish, where I tried to play the last one that came onto Game Pass through EA Play, and oh my God, it took me about half an hour to get into a race, and then I couldn't find a bloody race. How to just have a race. I don't want to go for a whole weekend where I've got to qualify and all this kind of thing. I just want to go, that car, that track, have a race. That's it. I couldn't find it. It really annoyed me. And eventually I was just like, sod this, and just turned it off. And uninstalled it, never touched it again. And they just tried to make it too much of a it's Formula 1 world, where there's lots of things to do. You can make a home and you can decorate it. It's Formula 1. It's about the bloody car and the driver. or PS1. PS1. Yeah, I mean, they were a lot more arcadey back in those days. Nowadays, as well, you have to turn off all the simulation things if you want to actually not get fouls all the time. Oh no, you got to go into the pit lane for 10 seconds. Yeah, because nowadays there's so many rules that they can implement. Whereas back in the day, that if you're smashed into somebody completely, you might get a pause or something. You have to go into the pits, but mostly they were arcadey, so you could just use the other cars as brakes to go around the corner. And that's what I liked. I liked the more arcadey one. So nowadays, the people who love Formula One and like the simulation are much more catered for. But for me, arcadey ones, earlier one, like your F197 or something like that. Oh, yes. For those that I think anybody that likes Formula One will know Murray Walker. But for those that don't know him, he was just the voice of Formula One. And I will do a poor impression of him now. And he will be like, "Hey, there goes Damon Hill," kind of thing. And yeah, he was just his voice was synonymous with everything Formula One, and yeah, it was really good. And the fact that you could do something and Murray Walker would be saying, "Oh, he's taking the lead," kind of thing. You'd be like, "Yay, Murray Walker said I took the lead." Yeah. Yeah, after the boring Nigel Mansell. Do you remember the Nigel Mansell video games? Yeah, I mean, they were more exciting than him. Hello. Yes, I mean, fantastic driver. I mean, he was world champion and everything. But yeah, it's just I was world champion, and this is the racing where you have to accelerate here on the corner, and yes, I've got a big moustache, don't you know? Yes. It's like, how can somebody that boring be like such a great driver? But yeah, anyway, so Formula One, you've got to go for PS1 era, maybe the early PS2 era games where you could just still smash into people on the corners to get around the corner. Yeah. Also, there was some good Kinect games, wasn't there? Some good sort of sporty ones. Yeah, I mean, you had Kinect Sports, you had like the golf games, you had racing games where you just had to hold your hands out and just steer. Those ones I don't think worked particularly well. But no, my one that immediately comes to mind when you say a compilation of sports, California Games. Oh, it's just it. I mean, each game lasted about 10 seconds because they were so flipping hard most of the time. Although the surfing, I could get a good rhythm going up, but you had to come back down the exact angle, like the exact sort of. If you came up at at a 30-degree angle from up, then you had to come down at a 30-degree angle from south, kind of thing. So you had to do flips and turns, and then you had the Akisak, where you had to. Yeah, I mean, it was such a good game. And then you had the half pipe and the BMX. Oh, and then there's a roller skating, wasn't there? And you also had the frisbee. Now, all of this was in one game. Now, the half pipe was literally just a half pipe, and you went up and down, and you had to spin around, and again land perfectly, so you were coming down every time. Incredibly hard. The akisak, so foot bag as they call it, you had to kick the ball, the little teeny tiny ball up, and it was like a two-player or versus a computer, wouldn't it? And the computer would pretty much never miss. But yeah, so you had to sort of control your player side to side and like put your foot out and just kick it back up at the same time, or you could jump and hit it with your head, but you had to perfectly time it. The roller skating was just basically jumping over obstacles, which again, the jumping was a bit iffy kind of thing. And the BMX, I don't even remember the BMX one because I think it was so hard. I think I've very rarely played it. But the flying disc one was very good for getting a high score. You know, you try and beat your high score previously of getting it perfect timing and whatnot. So yeah, I loved that one. But mostly that I played, the surfing, the frisbee one, and the half pipe. The footbag one, I would go, I'd actually fancy that. 10 seconds later, after missing it like twice in 10 seconds, I'll be like, no, don't want to play that one anymore. Oh yeah, or Daley Thompson's decathlon. I mean, the reason why I've got a soft spot for that is because that was the only game that my family have all played, and we would gather around and have a little go of it. But then they all stopped being interested, and, and I carried on. Yeah. Oh yes. Well, it was the things like the 1500. It was more about rhythm, wasn't it? But it still went on for a long time. You can probably hear me tapping away here, pretending to play it. But yeah, that was so good. You had to get the angle just right, which you'd think was 45 degrees, but it was something like about 42 you wanted, wasn't it? Something. Yeah, discus, hammer. I mean, because track and field was actually arcade first, though, wasn't it? Hang on, I'm just. And field. Yeah, I mean, it came to pretty much everything. International track and field. Track and field series. It was official license for the 1984 Summer Olympics, the original one. It was initially released under the Japanese title Hyper Olympic in 1983 before being re-released under the US title Track and Field in early 1984. So the ports, I hasn't just got a list, but I had it on the ZX Spectrum in Game Set and Match 2 compilation 1988, and are poorly regarded, hence why Daley Thompson's decathlon was always the best. And sequels, there's been all sorts of things. In one's on a mobile. It was on the Game Boy, Track and Field 1992. There was a Track and Field 2, new International Track and Field on the DS. But yeah, it was just really good. Obviously, it has developed since then, but the similar kind of thing where you've got Sonic and Mario, which of course summoned in the death of the rivalry between Sonic and Mario. So many good games that was the first and greatest kind of thing. Loved it.
Very good games, all very enjoyable and very competitive when you're all sitting around and drunk.
I remember I used to be really good at doing the fast taps. So whenever I played with friends and we were trying to just get a high score or really far on the javelin, I'd do the speed and then they'd have to hold down the button for the angle, just so that I could carry on doing the fast taps as much as possible. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Right, so Wii Sports, good or bad?
Oh, outstanding.
Yeah, I agree. Somebody was playing that before where I went to watch the football match last night. They were playing Wii Sports Resort and the bowling, and I was like, "This is so good."
You thought I was going to choose that as my top one, didn't you?
I did think Wii Sports was going to be your top one. Yes, but no, good choice. But although I would have to say David Thompson's Decathlon was for me, just because that's what I played on the Spectrum. Don't think you got that on consoles, did you? It was only on home computers, wasn't it? Yeah. So that's why I think generally it wouldn't win a poll of favourites, because not as many people played it as Track and Field. So
fair enough. Well, I think that
to the end. Indeed.
So do visit our socials and tell us what your favourite non-football sports titles are, and we'll put a post up later. Like and subscribe, and also don't forget to purchase your tickets for the Gaming Expo, and the links for that will be in the show notes today.
Yeah, if you can't listen to that, it's NOTS VGE, so NOTTSVGE.com. And when you buy your tickets, use the code FOCUS. There you go.
There we are. Right. Till next week. Enjoy the sunshine if you're in the UK.
And on that note,
bye.
Bye.